I'm Carrie Van Diver, and I'm sitting here chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Carrie Van Diver. What's up, Carrie?
Hey,
How have you been?
I've been hanging in there, man. Getting the house together and stuff. I'm pretty busy.
That's dope. I'm really happy for you that you were able to situate your situation. You know,
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Things are looking really good on YouTube. I just hit 6,000 subscribers. My views are going
Congratulations.
through the roof, so I'm excited about the future. Things are looking
Awesome.
good. Definitely. So today we're going to be talking about Ken Crook, Slam, aka Slam, ATF's dirty little secret, because he was doing some things that the ATF's not supposed to be involved in, and now he's trying to portray this big hero of law enforcement. And you're here to explain the truth on what Ken was really doing out there in the street, because you have firsthand knowledge of what Ken was up to.
Yeah. Yeah, he's for sure a liar. Like he totally did that book for complete clout, money, and maybe some like self-assurance that he's not a biker because he portrayed to be it, so strong that he might have got stuck in character. So I think maybe that book brought him back to reality that he's not an outlaw biker.
So one thing I want you to do, can you explain your father's journey through the Pagans Motorcycle Club, of what you know, of when he started, when Ken came into the picture? Like, when did your dad first get involved with the Pagans Motorcycle Club from your remembering, and when did Ken like come into the picture, and so we can try to unravel the whole situation.
hmm well, as far as I can remember, my dad's been on the whole biker scene since I'm a baby, since I'm born. But my mother kind of stopped him from joining the club officially throughout the years. So after she passed away, he officially became a patched in member. Um,
Oh, so he didn't have a patch before this?
um, did he? No, I don't think he did.
Wow.
I don't think he did. But he's been riding with the club since I'm a baby.
Yeah.
It was
And
his older
you had
brother.
other family members that were involved, right?
Yeah, his older brother was a patched in member at that time, back in the day.
Was he before he was patched in way before your father? Or was he involved with the club before your father was involved with the club?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, he was. He was the one that was in the Hellraiser Bowl situation and then did some time for that, did time for the club. And then after my mom passed away in 2007, my dad became a official patch holder, which he didn't really have to do, what the regular prospect would have to do because, he's been in the club life for as long as I can remember. So they didn't treat him like a regular prospect.
So what, because they all have nicknames, what was your father's nickname in the club?
My father's nickname in the club is the same as it's been since I've been born, and that's Hogman. And everybody, even like before he got patched in, everybody known him as Hogman for years.
And all of these guys have colorful names. It really is like, it sounds like a movie with the
Yeah,
cast
he
of
wanted to
characters.
change his name, and this was after my mom passed away. So he would, she's the one who would make all the final decisions for him. But because she wasn't around, he was making stupid decisions. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to change my name to Lunchbox." I'm like, "Dad, no, no, let's stick with Hogman." But Roadblock got his name because he tried to eat one of those big like steaks, those competition steaks at a steakhouse. And so he was really like huge, bigger than he is now at the time. And so I guess they just called him Roadblock because he's just that big.
And then there's Conan and
hmm
a whole bunch
for
of
the
other
obvious
ones.
reasons.
Slam. We're gonna get into why they call Ken Crook Slam too.
Ken Crook.
Ken Crook. He robbed people of their freedom for a while. A bunch of
Yeah,
old men,
and
you
their
said.
identity,
A bunch of
essentially
old men,
speaking.
right? Half dead old men. They raided.
That's what I say. You took away some half old men that just were halfway through life anyways. He did more damage than he did good. So I'll keep saying that because it's true, you know?
So when did you first hear about Ken Croak? We'll go and get into the whole situation. When did Ken Croak first come across your radar at all?
Oh, my dad was renting a room in Long Island in Selden, and I would come visit him often with my newborn. This was after my mom passed away. And I'd go over there and, you know, have the kids do a play date, and we'd go in other rooms, smoke a doob, you know. And he was like, you know, we have a new member of the club. He was he was a prospect at the time, but you know, that's none of my business. So he's just like a club member, you know. So he comes over and I seen him for the first time, heard of him. The first time I heard about him was when I met him in person. I didn't know much about him prior to that. So, you know, he comes in and we sit at the table and we're all smoking and it's crazy because I don't know how to get into this story. I guess in the book he was saying that, you know, he pretended to sniff, you know, the cocaine and stuff like that. He wasn't, first of all, it wasn't cocaine, it was crystal meth. And he was not pretending, he really did it because I seen him do it with my own eyeballs. So my cousin has also seen him do it with her own eyeballs, you
And
know.
this
So like,
this is the first time you meet him?
yeah, yeah, because they all took out their drugs, you know. At that time, well, at any time, I don't do heavy drugs, so I'm just sitting back watching. You know, I'm used to it because you know my parents, you know, they were drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? So I was used to seeing it. It was a secondhand thing, and I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. Do what you do. I'm sitting here smoking my joint, and they taking turns pulling it out, and he did it in front of my eyes. So, and it's not the first time. You know what I'm saying? So this book, you know, I read it. All right, cool for the person that it, you know, it's catered to, but for the people that know the situation, that's been around this guy, it's all bullshit.
So you said you noticed something else about Ken Croak the first time you met him.
Oh yeah. So, you know, they're passing around the straw and stuff like that. And I'm observing him because I never met him before. And right away he smelled funky. You know, like he just seemed off. So I'm watching him, I'm not saying much. And I noticed his fingernails. And you know, I've been around bikers my whole life. They do nothing but work on cars, trucks, bikes, you know. I'm sorry, my phone has a virus, so it keeps giving me pop-ups. But so yeah, so you know, they work on motorcycles, so they have like permanent embedded motor oil in their nails. You know, they can try to use acid to get it off, and it ain't coming off. So his nails were really clean, like manicured clean, and I'm like, you know, that's just funny to me. I'm like, he's a club member, but he doesn't even have dirt in his nails. He's never worked
Now,
on a bike. He doesn't.
did he have his nickname by this time?
I don't think so. He might have, but my dad didn't call him Slam to me. He called him Ken.
Oh, he called him his real name?
Yeah.
That's wild that he would use his real name.
Yeah. It was, I can't remember his wife's name either. It was Ken and, or did he? I could be so shot. I could be wrong, but he didn't call him Slam. He called him by like his government name.
It's wild.
So definitely not Slam, because I didn't hear about Slam until my cousin told me what happened and how he got it in the first place.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. So, with the first time you met him, was he with his wife?
No, I never met the wife. I just missed them because they came to my cousin's house in Ronkonkoma and, well, Holbrook, I guess. And so they took my cousin's dog because they had a dog and they were like, oh, we'll take your dog on the beach for a play date with our dog. And they put a chip in my cousin's dog to like take audio, like to hear voices in the house and shit like that. Because a lot of the action took place in my cousin's house.
Oh, so
So
they would be there and talking about things and just sitting
yeah,
around
because
and
my dad was
partying,
on and
right?
off. He was renting a room in Selden, but then he'd stay with my cousin in Ronkonkoma, because he could really party there and like, be free and do what he wants there and shit like that. So it was like it was there and it was the other place.
Now, how long into the situation did you hear about what Ken Croak did at the bar to get his nickname?
Not until later on, actually. I want to say like I heard rumors about what happened over the years, but my cousin really broke it down when the book came out because she didn't know about the book. So when I told her about it, she was so involved with the club back then that she was dating one of the club members too. So she's got a whole bunch of insight and she told me a lot about what she saw. And so it's crazy.
Let's get into it. How did he get the name Slam?
So he didn't want, apparently he was hesitant in the book about not wanting to hurt the guy or whatever, but that's not true because my cousin said that he was all amped up and he slammed the guy on his neck and he broke the guy's neck. Now,
Allegedly,
I
they were
don't
going to
think.
beat him up, right? They were going to take the guy outside and like all of them were going to beat him up.
And I'm not sure why. I don't know. My cousin doesn't know either, but she knows how Slam got his name. But he was not like hesitant at all, like at all. And she basically just tell me how he was so like amped up because he was on the crystal meth. So you're on drugs like that, you're gonna be amped up. And apparently, when you have this fast kind of lifestyle, you need something to keep you on your feet. And once he started, he just didn't stop. So he slammed the guy on his neck. And my cousin told me that the guy did winded up breaking his neck.
Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if we could find out who that person is and try to reach out to him.
I can ask my cousin. She might know, but she might not. She's in
So
the book. She's actually in the book. She's at the end of the book. He just didn't say her name.
wow. So I'm gonna go over some things and we're gonna go over that book down the line and we're gonna dispel some of the rumors because he tries to portray your father to be an animal, like a straight psychopath. And he was
Rapist.
saying, yeah, some great damn, we can't say that.
Oh,
um
all right. So
it,
sorry.
uh
Essayer.
Ard. Yeah, the R yeah, Ard or whatever.
Well, people on TikTok say actual or ape. I don't know.
Weird. So was there any other situations where these guys got arrested, where you heard about other things happening?
Like as far as the charges and things like that.
Yeah, like as time's going on, you meet Ken. Is there any other situations that happen that you can explain?
Nobody really got arrested during his time in the club. If they did, it was probably for something small, stupid, like an assault or something.
Like him slamming the guy. Did the cops come? Were they investigating? What happened with that?
No, no, nothing happened with that. Things happen in any club or gang or anything like that. Even the cops, and they shoot somebody. What happens? They all get together and they cover it up. So this whole thing happened and they went on with the rest of their night. It was like nothing.
So now there was another situation where they were going to put Ken to a test, right?
Mhm.
Can you explain how that transpired? Like, what was the reason they were putting him to the test? When you came to the house, can you explain and walk me through what your dad told you they were going to make Ken do?
Yeah. Well, my dad couldn't tell me much over the phone during his prison time, but it was when he came home from prison is when a lot of it like came out. Um, he basically said, hold on one second. Sorry, my cat. So, wait, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Um, you said that they were going to put Ken to a test.
Oh yeah. So
Can you
I
walk
asked
me
my
through?
dad. Yeah, I
Yeah.
asked my dad. I was like, what did happen with that? Because that was one of the major charges. And he's like, did you really read it? And I was like, I guess I didn't. What happened? So basically, it was just a bag full of shit. It was a bag full of meat. It was a bag full of like boots and clothes and shit like that. And they basically had Ken think that it was a dead body and that he was helping to get rid of it upstate. And when the cops went back up there, which was like a big thing for Ken, like he was so excited, like to get, you know what I'm saying, big murder case or whatever. And he went up there and they dug it up and it was the bag full of trash and shit. It was no dead body. So my dad said that they basically did that as a test to see that if he was like, involved in any kind of law enforcement.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have
Because,
outed him? Wouldn't them even like him being like, okay, we got him. What happened next? How come they didn't like go in
like you're
such?
saying, why didn't they get them right then and there?
Yeah.
I think they had to build a stronger case. I would only imagine, even though you would think that that would be enough, it's really not because there's so many members, not everybody would have been involved in that. So what they did was probably add that on, tack that on and stayed on the case to get more things, which wasn't much, but a lot of drug charges. So,
So as time's going on, is there any other situations that are going on?
um, aside from the
Was there
whole
any
Bennett thing,
motorcycle accidents or
yeah, my dad, right before the raid, well, he actually woke up with in the hospital because he had to get a spleen removed. He got into a really bad motorcycle accident, and then the raid happened while he was in the hospital. So he woke up with chains and shit on his shackles on his legs and shit like that. That's how he woke up in the hospital.
what
Um,
did he tell you how the accident happened?
um, no, he didn't get a chance to do that because everything happened so quick with the raid. And then right before that, one of the prospects, well, I guess he committed suicide. I don't know.
Do you
But
want
my
to talk
dad was
about that
yeah,
situation?
yeah, my dad was, I asked my dad, well, I actually called my dad the morning that they found him, they found Bennett, and he's like, Carrie, the cops are here and I gotta go. I'll call you back. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So he wanted to tell me that Bennett was found with a hunting knife through his skull. And for the longest time they were accusing my dad. They even turned it into a cold case so they can wait to get more evidence because I guess the evidence that they had wasn't enough to pin it on my dad. But my dad